So I finally get myself motivated and in the mood to do a video because I've just been having motivation issues. So I sit down to record, and my laptop, with all the information on this case I'm going to talk to you guys about, decides to stop working.
2 weeks later.
Well, guys, this is a story of Jasmine Richardson. Jasmine Richardson and Jeremy Stank, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but I'm going to call him Jeremy Stink, met at a punk rock show. Before Richardson met Stank, she was described as a happy and social girl. However, that changed once Richardson began seeing the 23-year-old Stank, who was 11 years older. This girl was 12, dating a 23-year-old. Richardson was instantly taken with the goth lifestyle. She became a member on the website vampirefreaks.com and would wear dark makeup to make her look much older than she was. Stank's own upbringing wasn't as wholesome as Richardson's. His mother was an alcoholic and her partner abused Stank. Kids at school bullied him. By the time he met Richardson, he had already attempted suicide. From the age of 13, Stank had developed an elaborate persona, wearing a veil of blood around his neck. He claimed to be a 300-year-old werewolf. When Jasmine Richardson's parents, Mark and Deborah, found out about their relationship, they prohibited their daughter from seeing Stank. I would like to hope so. I mean, that man was quite a bit older than their daughter. But Richardson and Stank were in love. Livid at Richardson's parents, Stank wrote on his blog platform on April 3rd, 2006, "Payment. My lover's rents are totally unfair. They say that they really care. They don't know what is going on. They just assume. Their throats I want to slit. Finally, there shall be silence. Their blood shall be payment." But according to police reports, it was Richardson who first proposed the plan. In an email, she told Stank she had a plan. "It begins with me killing them and ends with me living with you," she wrote. Stank was receptive to the idea, replying, "Well, I love your plan, but we need to get a little more creative with the details and stuff." Richardson reportedly told friends about the plans to kill her parents, but they either didn't believe her or thought she was joking. The night before the murders, the duo watched Oliver Stone's 1994 film Natural Born Killers. Then on April 23rd, 2006, at her parents' home on a quiet residential street in Medicine Hat, Jasmine Richardson and her boyfriend followed through with their massacre. The next day, a neighbor told reporters that a young boy went over to his friend's house, Richardson's little brother, and thought he saw a body through the window. He ran home and told his mother, who then called the police. Inspector Brent Sekendak, I hope I said that right, arrived on the scene and looked into a basement window where he saw at least one person on the ground. He called for officers for backup, thinking they may be able to save someone in the house, but nobody inside was alive. Mark Richardson, Deborah Richardson, and their 8-year-old son had been brutally murdered, and one family member, the 12-year-old daughter of the dead couple, was missing from the scene. It wasn't even in the realm of possibility that she was an accused, said Sekendak. I don't know how to say that last name. Piecing the events together, the police found that Deborah was killed first after being stabbed at least a dozen times. Mark fought back with the screwdriver but was stabbed to death as well. Both parents' bodies were found in the basement. Upstairs, in his blood-soaked bed, the youngest Richardson had his throat slashed open. Fearing Jasmine Richardson was a victim too, the police released a statement that said that they were searching for the Richardson's daughter regarding a serious family matter and sent out an Amber Alert. But after recovering evidence in her room and locker, investigators realized she was the prime suspect. A trail of digital evidence led to Jasmine Richardson and Jeremy Stank. mainly consisting of the email exchanges between the two. They were tracked down and arrested in Stank's truck. It was indicated that Stank killed Richardson's parents downstairs while she was upstairs in her brother's room. Witnesses testified that the two had admitted to the murders. One witness recounted Stank saying that the victims had been gutted like fish. At her 2007 trial, Richardson, who was only identified as JR at the time because of her age, pled not guilty. She said she had hypothetical conversations about killing her family, but did not intend on ever going through with it. But she was found guilty by a jury for 3 counts of first-degree murder and given the maximum sentence for a youth. 6 years in jail, followed by 4 years of supervision in the community. She was 13 by the time she was convicted. In 2008, Stank was convicted of 3 counts of first-degree murder as well, as he was at 25 at the time of the conviction. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole for 25 years. The couple exchanged letters from jail promising to marry. None of the letters expressed guilt or remorse. Richardson underwent extensive rehabilitation and treatment after she was sentenced. Psychiatric assessments revealed she was diagnosed with conduct disorder and oppositional defiant disorder. Richardson was freed from the criminal justice system. Using reports from Richardson's probation officer, Court of Queens Beach Justice Scott Broker said, "You indicated through your conduct you have a desire to atone for what you did. Clearly, you cannot undo the past. You can only live each day with the knowledge that you can control how you behave." So a 12-year-old was dating a 300-year-old werewolf who convinced her to kill her family. I mean, according to this thing, obviously they said that apparently it was her idea, but like, if you go off of what he was posting, and like, obviously this guy was older. He was 23 years old and she was 12. Obviously he had some influence on her. And like, I don't know, I just thought this was a very interesting case, especially with this weird werewolf thing that was going on. This guy thought he was a werewolf, which is just so odd. And he clearly like had this girl wrapped around his finger, you know, he like sucked her in, and that's what happens with 12-year-olds. They get sucked into things. They're easily manipulated. I don't know. This whole thing was very weird and interesting, and tell me what you guys think. Do you guys think she really was the evil genius behind it, or do you think she was misled with a lot of manipulation? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!